Yo, welcome back to another episode of Player versus Team, aka PVT. And y'all see I'm back with my boy Steaming Willie Beeman. How we doing, big dog?
What's up, man? How you doing today?
Hey, I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty good. Still trying to work out the kinks of this new setup. But I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well.
Good,
Um,
good.
while we wait for DJ Micah B to get here, let's go ahead and kick a quick question. Um, Not too deep of a common question of the day, but just to kind of get where you're feeling at right now. Have you seen the new Superman yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No spoilers, because I understand it's still a new movie, so everybody hasn't seen it yet. But on its grade, scale of 1 to 10.
An 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as accuracy, comic wise, what grade are you giving it?
A 7.
Okay. All right.
I didn't like the way they did Ultraman.
Understandable. I definitely understand that. But fair. I think that's fair. I'm going personally 8.5 for the movie overall. Like I said, no spoilers. We're not going to give you guys any spoilers. We understand everybody hasn't seen the movie yet. But if you haven't, go see the movie. It's a really great movie. 8.5 as far as the movie overall. As far as story, comic book line, I definitely see your Ultraman sentiments. I love the way that they written Mr. Terrific. I think it's time for him to really get his shine. I know a lot of people
He
remember
really
him
sold the
from.
movie.
Yeah, that's true. But beautifully written character. As far as comic book storyline goes, I'm gonna go like a 7.3. So around the same as Willie here. Um, there's some things to where I feel like they kind of not dropped the ball on, but
Could have been done better.
uh, yeah. That's kind of what I'm going for. It could have been a
Yeah.
little better, or just a little bit more detailed, I guess, if we're talking about the comic book aspect of it. But like I said, overall great movie. If you haven't seen it, I definitely think you should see it. Um, it's really dope. I know that there's a lot of good movies out right now. 2025 has been really solid for movies this year. Um, so without
It did
further,
better than the last 4 DCEU movies in terms of money. So if that
hmm,
tells you anything.
okay, now that is true. Now that is true. I do want to ask one more question though. Do you see a changing of like a changing of the tide here?
In terms of
Like
what?
as far as because we know there's a lot of people that complain about Marvel and it's this and it's that and um, just a lot of people are starting to migrate away from Marvel. Um, but with
Hmm.
James Gunn taking over DC, do you kind of see a changing of the tide here to where DC kind of gets a lot more respect in their live action?
I can see them get more respect, but I can't see Marvel losing any fans. I can see DC's fans kind of like rallying behind this movie, but I don't see Marvel fans leaving. Marvel hadn't given their fan base really any reason to leave out of a few bad written comic book stories.
True.
I thought the last couple of Black Panther series have been written poorly, but other than that, they really hadn't had a reason to leave. Um, so I can see DC fans rallying together behind this movie
Hmm.
moving forward. We got and then you got the Supergirl movie coming up next year. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow.
Yep.
So I can see them being excited for that, as well as Batman Birth and the Bold, which we should get mid 2026, early 2027.
Yep.
So I can see the DC fans rallying the troops, but I don't see where Marvel fans will leave because, again, outside of a few bad written comic book stories, Marvel hadn't really done anything wrong. So,
That's a fair point. I don't. I feel the same way. I don't really think that Marvel loses fans. I know. There's a lot of talk about Marvel in the direction it's going and um, the outlook of their movies, but Like Willie said, I don't see them losing fans. What I do see happening is the influx of DC fans starting to emerge, and they've always been there, right? Like me and Willie, we've always seen the DC fans. We are DC fans ourselves. We're comic book fans in general, but DC fans have always been there. It's just they kind of get drowned out by a lot of the Marvel noise. So a lot of these movies, and with James Gunn taking over, I think it gives them more of a voice to stand on the live action, because as we know, right, a lot of the times that DC holds the weight of the cartoons, the games, the animated movies, etc., etc. But with the live action movies, a lot of people feel like they dropped the ball. So in this new direction of live action with James Gunn under the helm, I think it gives DC fans just a stronger voice on just how good their movies can be in live action, and not put all their weight on the Dark Knight trilogy.
But let's also keep it a buck. This was important for DC to have this film succeed, because this film is funding all other DC projects to this point. So they needed this to hit, and it hit. And again, I don't think it was a great movie, but I thought it was a good movie. And I do encourage everybody to go see it and enjoy it.
Well, just before we move on, it's DC's installment of the phases, right? So think about it as phase one, right? We understand we got Iron Man with phase one and the MCU. So with the DCU, obviously we're going to get Superman, right? He was the first hero in Action Comics. He's obviously going to be the first hero. We understand James Gunn is working on a different timeline with Batman and other Batman films as well. So he has a plan, and he's following it according to T. So obviously we understand that Iron Man 1 wasn't the best movie, right? It wasn't the greatest movie, but it was a really good movie, and it needed to hit in order for all the other movies to come to fruition. So think about it the same way as with Superman, right? They needed Superman to hit, and this reason why they wrote out with Superman first, because it can't be a Batman movie. I'm sorry, we love Batman. We understand the Cape Cowl. We understand the legend that he is. But with all of the Batman movies that we have, and I get it, we have a lot of Superman movies as well. But as of recently, we haven't got a really good Superman movie. So this one needed to hit in order for the other installments that James Gunn has planned and the DCU has planned, in order for all of this stuff to come to fruition. So I know there's a lot of critiques about, the DCU and where it's going, but just like the MCU, you got to let it play out. You got to let it go phase by phase, movie by movie, and it'll start to connect the dots as you go on from there. But that is our movie / comic book talk for today. Like we say every single episode. If you enjoyed that and would like more of that, please tap into the Geek Gauntlet podcast on Saturdays, 10 p.m. Eastern or 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my boy Willie here. He will be your host, talking to you everything about comics, video games, anime, etc., etc. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the sports, man. And we're also going to welcome to the show DJ Micah B. How we doing, big dog?
Tired.
Hey. Understandable, okay, for sure.
Work.
Hear what you been out.
But
same old.
Starting off with I guess the biggest news of today. Dame Lillard goes back to the Portland Trail Blazers. I'm so conflicted about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with y'all. Willie, how you feeling about this?
I'm not conflicted at all. He know he ain't gonna win no ring. He's 35. And for him to be able to go back home to rehabilitate from this injury, and the future's not done. For all we know, he signed that deal with Portland, but we don't know. Maybe once he gets healthy and show he can play, he might get traded. We don't know that for sure. But to me, this is pretty much a sign of saying, hey, my competitive playing days are done. I'm gonna go finish it out for the team I started for, and go out gracefully from there.
True. DJ?
Yeah, I'm not conflicted at all. It's just, you know, I I'm trying to get what I'm trying to say right. This is, y'all remember D Wade getting traded
Yep.
and then getting traded back to Miami?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I just think I'm not surprised by this because I always thought he would probably end his career in Portland because he never wanted to leave Portland in the first place.
True.
Let's go ahead and get that out the way. The only reason why he left was to use the last couple of years in his prime to at least try to win a championship. Now that it's clear he'll be out this year, and he's definitely, you know how some people say, well, he's on the wrong side of 30 when it comes to basketball and sports. Nah, this man is on the wrong side of 35. Okay. Like, before he ever gets to play again, or even get back to some kind of, because I don't know when he turns 36. This man might be 37 before he gets to play basketball again. Yep. Like, having an Achilles tear this late, and I know all the older people out there is like, well, 35 is still young, and 36 is still young, and blah blah.
Not in basketball terms, particularly when you come off the torn Achilles.
Let me explain something that somebody told me a year ago. That shit is only old or young to people that are older. Like, it's not young. like when you're talking about basketball years and things like that, you gotta add somebody make it to the NBA been playing basketball probably since they were 4 or 5 years old. And the amount of hours, they say it takes 10,000 hours to be great at something. Well, if it's 10,000 hours to be great among your peers and make the NBA, how many hours you think going to being a superstar in the NBA?
Yep.
So everybody, and I hate to say, everybody's not Kobe, bro. And I know that's a real messed up way of saying it. Like, man, he don't think Lillard can recover and play great again. No, I think he can recover and play great again. I don't think he'll be where he was before. Like, I don't think he'll even be up to this past year how he was playing again. I think he'll probably be somewhere between 20 to 23 points per game, playing meaningful minutes, mentoring a team. He could provide some valuable minutes for a team later on in his career and probably win a ring that's eluding him, but it will not be as the best player on that team. And I think that's what he wanted to be, either one of the two best players on the team to win a ring. And unfortunately, he's going to miss a year after the Achilles injury, and it sucks. But I mean, all in all, I'd rather be a Hall of Famer than win a ring. Like, instead of just existing in the NBA. Just want to let people know.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
He is a gold medalist, so
true. I mean, you can look at Dame's career and say that, he's the Hall of Famer. If people want to make the argument that he's not, that's your, claim to make. But looking at the outlook of the Hall of Fame, Dame is, I wouldn't say bona fide first ballot, but I would say he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
I think he's bona fide first ballot just on the fact that he made the top 75 NBA team. And I think that
argument right there.
Yeah,
that's the best argument right there.
Is he a two-time gold medalist? I think he's a two-time gold medalist. He made NBA top 75, multiple time All-Star. He was the first person to compete in every event in All-Star weekend. I think that was either his rookie or sophomore year when he did all the events: skill challenge, three-point challenge, dunk contest, shooting stars, and played in the All-Star game the next day. I think he played in like the rookie and sophomore game too. Like, it's crazy. Dame did every event that an NBA player could partake in an All-Star weekend in one weekend.
Yeah, that's true. And I think the reason why I said I was conflicted is because it's really just like the D Wade situation with Cleveland, and then he goes back to Miami. Like, the only thing is, and like DJ said, I was gonna bring it up, but like, not everybody's Kobe, bro. And even expecting somebody to come back remotely the same.
Hell, you could take it a step further. Everybody ain't Dominique.
Oh yeah,
Man,
Everybody ain't Dominique.
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's hard, and especially listening to KD and what he was saying about an Achilles tear and how he feels tremendously different with his lift and how he shoots and everything like that. Like, it's hard to say, even with modern medicine, even with how technology is nowadays, that Dame is going to come back and be the 25-point scorer that he was.
Yep.
Like, that's very difficult to say. Now, there were reports saying that the reason why he went back to Portland is because the rehab center that he's was using there prior to him going to Milwaukee is a familiar one that he's used to, one that he likes a lot, and it's his daughter lives in Portland, so he wanted to not only be close to his family, but be at a facility that he knows and that he feels comfortable with trainers and doctors that he obviously feels comfortable getting treated by. It's just hard for me to think, like, you let Anthony walk, right? And you bring back Dame, which was basically Dame's replacement. Like DJ said, there's no shoot. He might maybe be playing again at 37. Like, but even then, like, we're talking about 37, probably 37 and a half, almost 38. Like, that's tough. I don't know what Portland is doing over there, because you got Drew, you got Dame now. Like, I don't know if you're building a team of old guards, but
well, one thing I will say, to bring Dame back would be good PR. I will say that. That city loves Portland. That city of Portland loves Dame. So to bring him back, that does give you good PR. But in terms from a basketball sense, I don't. I get it, but it's a move that's not conducted to winning.
I don't think bringing Dame back is even good PR right now. And the reason why I don't think so is because he's not going to be on the court. Like, it would be different if he was healthy, but he's not healthy. He's going to miss the season. I'm not understanding how it would be good. Like, the city, they're like, oh, look, we got Dame back. That's what's up. And they move on from that. And that's all they think about is like, oh, that's what's up. We got Dame back. Until this man touches the court again, it's like, okay, we got Dame back. That's cool. What the hell y'all gonna do to build a team now, though?
Right. And if you go back and look at their roster, who's your best player now? Who's your best player now? Jeremy Grant?
Exactly, because you gave away Anthony. Anthony
away.
You know what I mean? So, like, in what direction are you going?
Good question. That is really a good question.
Who's your best player? I mean, Drew? he a year behind Dame. Oh my goodness.
I don't know what Portland's doing over there. They're assembling the old guards, but
the only thing I can think they got rid of Simons, right? Anthony Simons?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is they see something in Scoot that we don't see.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing I can think of. Apparently, they must think Scoot got superstar potential or something, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
And I would like to see it.
And maybe they think Simons has already hit his ceiling. He's just going to be a really good player in the NBA. Probably that 16 to 18 point range, third wheel on a team. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, you know. But I mean, maybe that's what they see. It's like we're looking for a franchise player, and he's not a franchise player. So
I mean, he's a really good offensive player. He just doesn't give you anything defensively. I think he was 23, 24 points a game last year.
And apparently Boston is thinking about moving on from him.
Yeah.
So
another young guy. I mean, but that's the thing. Like, he's a dynamic young player. You know what I mean? But he doesn't it's he lacks defensively, so that's obviously the biggest knock on him.
Yep.
He isn't necessarily too big. He is considered a small guard at 6'3", so
Mhm.
like there is that. But I mean, like
He will be fantastic as a sixth man in the near future. He will be. Anthony Simons will be fantastic as a sixth man.
If you're looking for somebody to be like a walking bucket type of situation, yeah, that could be him. That could be him coming off the bench.
Yeah, I think so. Especially at point guard. If you need somebody to come in and get you a bucket.
Didn't D Wade look weird in the Chicago Bulls uniform? He just looked
not as weird as he did in the Cleveland Cavaliers uniform.
That was even worse.
Not as weird as he looked in Cleveland.
I at least thought Chicago was okay because they do have black alternates.
Right.
So like,
it's not too crazy.
Yeah,
him being in Chicago because he's from Chicago,
I
can understand that. But Cleveland was insane.
That was insane.
You don't even
I think he played half the season in Cleveland. It was like that Cleveland team was so weird. It had Wade, Rose, Bron,
Isaiah Thomas, freaking Tristan
Kevin
Thompson,
Love.
Bro, I was like, God damn, this is insane. What is going on?
Man.
Yeah, we're talking about Kevin Love might sign with the Lakers. I said, oh hell.
Nah. This is what's gonna happen with Kevin Love. And
you heard wrong, Willie. I'm sorry to tell you. What they said was Kevin Love was about to sign them papers to retirement.
Nah, you want to know what's crazy? Because I already know the stupidity of Mike Dunleavy Jr. and my team. You see these dumb niggas right here?
For real?
We tried to sign Al Horford. Al Horford was just like, no.
I'm sorry. Who was what team? What team are you?
Golden State Warriors.
That's what I thought, because I don't understand the point of signing out. He's another one. Look, I love Al Horford, but bruh, you won back-to-back college championships. You're one of the few players to win a college championship and an NBA championship. You were a multiple-time All-Star. You played on that Atlanta team that was loaded. They just couldn't get over the hump in Atlanta.
Yep.
In the early 2000s, because you had Boston assembled, and then you had Derrick Rose and the Bulls and things like. Just that Atlanta team with Joe Johnson, Mike Bibby, Al Horford, Josh Smith, Marvin Williams, Jamal Crawford off the bench.
That was a good
like
team.
That's a legendary team,
legendary.
Man. And it's time to. Al Horford is really a fringe on the cusp Hall of Famer, and it's just you even if you play another 3 years, it does nothing to bolster your chances of getting in the Hall of Fame. If anything, it'll diminish your numbers.
Yeah. He would even fit with Golden State. Can you imagine if he on Golden State? They're trying to play defense and get these young cats. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, part of the problem is Golden State they do need a big center. And even I don't think Al Horford is a big center anyway. He's a power forward.
Yep.
Like he's naturally a power forward.
Yep.
True. And we need a center. We need a big center, but we don't need one that bad. And I understand the market right now, but Mike Dunleavy, you gotta stop being scared to make a trade. I understand you got some young players that you kind of want to sit on, but
y'all the only one that have made a trade. That's
literally the only one. You gotta get off.
Well, I mean,
make a trade. Pick up the phone.
So here's my whole thing. Clearly, they don't want Jonathan Kuminga. Get on the goddamn phone and trade Jonathan Kuminga because you don't want him.
Yep.
Hello, that's what I'm saying. Get on the horn. I need you right here, brother. Like, hello. Can we get somebody like? Because what we doing?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That team went from that team went from Jerry West to the worst hands they could possibly be in right now.
Listen. I'll give you Big View and some cash consideration for Jonathan Kuminga. He fits.
Oh,
he fits.
He does.
He fits what y'all do. He fits what y'all do.
I'm not mad at it.
I don't know why the Bulls that made that trade by now. They can't. Bitfield's not gonna stay with you next season. He gonna be out the door.
See, here's the thing with
not
Golden
mad at it.
State. They're in a transition period right now where they still want to be competitive as long as they can.
Right.
For Steph to keep competing for a ring.
Yep.
The problem is the philosophy that won them a ring is not a philosophy that will work with Jimmy Butler playing 2 or 3, unless they find another dead-eye shooter. And the other part is, even with the big body, they would need an athletic. They need somebody athletic that can at least step out every now and then and occasionally hit a 3, which eliminates a lot of centers.
What's his name? Y'all got a rookie guard that looked good in summer league the other day. I cannot remember his freaking name. But
you're talking about the young kid that we drafted, right?
Yeah. He went under. You guys picked him up, and he played well. He had like 18 points the other day. Hey, I know it's just summer league, but he looked really good.
Shit.
I'm not gonna lie. A lot of these guys in summer league are playing really well, especially offensively.
Yep.
I want to take time to shout out Bronny, because Bronny been balling in summer league, boy. He's balling.
He has been. I'm not gonna lie. Bronny has been balling in summer league. If we have to give as much flack as we gave Bronny, we have to definitely, give him his credit where credit is due.
Some people.
But most of our flack was justified. It was justified because we all sat here and said he left college too soon, and it's going to be an adjustment period because he's going to have to he didn't even get used to playing college speed.
Right.
Yeah, it was warranted.
Some people just take a minute. Some people just take a minute to hit the light switch, just like Angel Reese. She's playing better. She's playing a whole lot better now. Yeah.
I think with Angel, it's more of whoever was coaching her decided to develop her in a different way other than the way that they were trying to use her originally. And you see the difference in her game. You see the difference. You see the difference in her confidence when she has the ball. Before she was shaky, she was sporadic, she was indecisive, right? Now you see the footwork is tighter, right? The dribble is a lot tighter. She's a lot more confident in taking some shots.
She's passing the ball more. She'll
pass the ball more. She'll put the ball on the ground and put that shoulder down and use that size to get to the basket. But I think it was really just her development, trying to go through her and only her when you had Camila Cardoso as well. It was ultimately a problem. And you're trying to make her the superstar of the team when you have a really good roster, but you need to be able to use that roster in the ways that's going to make them succeed. And as we see now, when they start to use the roster and the pieces that they drafted smartly, they win.
There you go.
So, hey, shout out to Angel Reese. I don't know if y'all see this, but after Bleacher Report shook up the sports world with their top 100 list.
You're talking about NFL players, right?
Oh, no, I'm talking about
players. Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about NBA. NFL, that's even
NFL trash.
The Bleacher Report earlier this week, or last week, shook up the sports world with their top 100 players of all time list. Now, we talked about this on Monday. And dissected this list as we should. But as of yesterday, Bleacher Report has come out and said why they ranked Kobe where they ranked Kobe. They have tried to give a little context to it. So I'll read you just a few lines of their article, and we'll go ahead and see how you fellas feel about it. So obviously they dropped a list July 14th. And, there's a lot of people who, thoroughly disagreed, Shaq being one of them, called it criminal. So for many NBA fans, seeing Kobe outside the top 10 is unfathomable. So here we are to provide more context to help you understand why Kobe didn't make the cut. Now, here is where it gets tricky. And here's where we're going to get into their contradictions. Because remember, DJ, I talked about it. When it came to criteria, they mapped out their criteria on picking their players for this list. And it didn't make sense based off their own criteria. So keep that in mind. Kobe is 4th all-time in career points. Well, first of all, it says they broke it down in 5 categories. We're not going to go through all 5 because after you hear the first 2, y'all going to be like, fuck that. There's no fucking way. So first one is peak versus longevity. It says Kobe is 4th all-time in career points, regular, postseason combined, tied 2nd in all-star nods, 3rd in total all-star selections, and 3rd in total 40-point games. This includes the playoffs. There's no question that for most of the 2 decades, he was among the very best players in the world. But among the very best and the best are 2 completely different things. I see it already. I see it already, fella. I already know. It says, and I quote, Kobe never led the league in box plus minus or player efficiency rating. He only secured 1 MVP win and is outside top 10 career MVP shares. For most of his career, Kobe wasn't wearing the NBA's best player championship belt.
Hold on. Back up. Hold the hell on. Bill Russell's at number 5. Freaking no disrespect to the OG. Love Bill Russell. Think Bill Russell is great. Bill Russell wasn't the best player on his own damn team. He wasn't. He played on a loaded Boston Celtics team. Now, granted, if you want to give him props for going through racism to the 10th power, okay, I got you. But he was not the best player on his own team. You got this man ranked 5.
Bill Russell is warranted. I'm sorry. I'm gonna sit here and say I didn't want to do this on basket to basket just because I wanted us to get through the list. So especially when we got to like Wilt and all that, and we really started talking about Wilt, Bill Russell is warranted. The fact is that, yeah, Bill Russell won 11 championships. Let me ask you a question, Willie. Do you know how hard it is to play basketball and coach the fucking team at the same time?
Not saying that. I'm not saying he shouldn't be a top 10 player. He just shouldn't be a top 5 player. That's the only thing that bugs the hell out of me. Because when you take everything that Kobe did, and again, yes, he did play with a prime Shaq. That's fine. But take everything that Kobe did. Take away his efficiency, take away his scoring. What he meant to the LA Lakers was just as much as what Bill meant, if not more, to the Celtics. Come on, man. Come on. No, not 5. Now, if you take him at 10, okay, that's cool. You'll take Will at 10, Russell at 11. But I'm not putting Bill Russell above Kobe. I'm sorry, I can't.
Who was the best player around that time?
What was always the best player around Bill's time?
But what happened when he matched up against Bill Russell?
I'm not saying Bill didn't give him. Not saying that Bill didn't give that man hell. He gave that man hell.
He wasn't
a prime defender.
I want to also remind you of something too. You do know the Finals MVP is named after Bill Russell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there was no Finals MVP back then. Here's the thing. Believe it or not, Bill Russell was the best player in the finals for the Celtics in most of them championship runs, and he would have won Finals MVP for most of them. And I know some people will argue, probably Bob Cousy on a couple of them, or John Havlicek on a couple of them, which I have no problem with. The way you say what Kobe meant for the game, like what Kobe meant to us specifically, especially like my era and pretty much your era too, and Moon's era. Let me ask you a question, and I'm dead serious about this. Who had a greater impact on the culture, Kobe or Allen Iverson?
AI.
That's the point right there. that is the point. That's one of the points right there, because they did say they were talking about the culture on and off the court too.
I think it depends though.
But the thing is, that's AI. That's different than some ham and egger that's out there. That's AI, bro. I mean, I just think Bill should be in the top 10, top 20 players. He should be.
So your issue.
I think there's an argument though. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't think he
That's
should
the
be
argument.
over? Where would you specifically? Hold on, go ahead and say the second one that you were going to say. My bad, I forgot.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. But because that was one of the points I stopped at, right? And it, like I said, based off the criteria of their list, that doesn't make sense. Because yes, you can give Bill the title of being the best player on his team, but how many years was he the best player in the league?
Oh, never.
Never
So
that.
right there,
Never
they
that.
just contradicted the fuck out of themselves right
Never that.
there.
But this is I'm happy we're having this conversation because I've always wanted to bring this up to some real music heads too. This is the argument that people would use when they have Jay-Z top 5 all time or whatever,
that's
right?
A good point. That's a good point.
So the argument they would use, the one I'm going to say now, while Bill Russell was never regarded as the best player in the league, how many years was he consistently regarded as a top 5 player in the league? You had Wilt, and then when Kareem came, you had Kareem, and then Bill is in that tier. Oscar Robertson is in that tier, and Elgin Baylor and Jerry West is in that tier. He was consistently between 1 and 6 throughout his whole career until that. Yeah, Elgin was cold as fuck. I've watched it. People always talk about, well, they wouldn't translate into this. Elgin Baylor would have 100% translated into this game. Elgin Baylor had form and everything. He was nice. I've watched hella videos, but he was consistently in the top 5 or 6 players too throughout his whole career. And I'm not saying Kobe wasn't. I'm just saying that's the argument that people would use. And I'm pretty sure people will also use the argument that he probably, if I haven't looked up the numbers, but I don't, he was probably consistently more top 5 finishes in MVP than Kobe probably had in his whole career, because you got to remember the front half of Kobe's career, he wasn't top 5 MVP over and over again.
True.
It wasn't until that second championship where Kobe finally evolved and made ground. And that's not to say that Bill played against some weak competition, because he did. But like I said on basket to basket to Moo, all you can do is compare the dominance over eras to rank a list of the 100. And I also said the problem was they said it's the 100 best players. If we're doing 100 best players, nobody from before the 80s except maybe Elgin Baylor and Jerry West or somebody could make this list. Because if we're doing the 100 best, we're supposed to be ranking on how good they are on the court.
Right.
You're not supposed to take into accomplishments and stuff. And now, if you're talking about the top 100 greatest players, you got to go by how dominant they were over that era. And the fact of the matter is, in the Bill Russell era, nobody was winning besides the Celtics and the Lakers. In the Lakers occasionally, and I think was it Washington or somebody that snuck one in there too?
Yeah.
So when you compare Bill Russell's dominance over his era compared to Kobe's dominance over his era, I think Bill Russell was more dominant in his era, because Kobe had an era. Kobe's era would probably be from 2000 to 2015, 16, somewhere in there. And he played with probably the best player of that era, which was, well, Shaq's era was kind of the 90s, but on the back end, you know what I'm saying? Shaq did play 20 years, but
yeah,
we all know peak Shaq was them first 3 years in the 2000s, 2001, and 2002. They break apart, and yeah, we're saying Kobe is good, but Kobe probably can't carry a team, is what a lot of people were saying. Was like he has a lot of Jordan in him. He just won early, and he wasn't allowed to grow. But I mean, Kobe got drafted in 97, so if you take that into account, you got 97, 98, 98, 99.
Came out of high school.
99, 2000, 2000, 2001, 2000. That's 5 years right there where he wouldn't finish top 5 in MVP, top 10, and then maybe even top 20 in MVP those first 5 or 6 years of his career.
Well,
because when you look at 2002, so when what'd you say? I'm sorry.
In his 4th year, he finished 12th.
Right. I said 10. I said 10. Top
But
10.
then the next year he finished 9th.
Right. He did. Yeah. That's perfectly fine. But
that's my thing though. Every single year after that, he was top 5.
Yeah. But here's also the thing though. In the year he finished 9th, was he considered the best shooting guard in the league by most people? Which would have been what, 2001, 2002?
But even then, you pair that with him being top 10 and DPOY voting as well. Like,
yeah, Bill Russell. Bill Russell is another one where it's like they weren't doing defensive player of the years for the most part back then either, and he would have dominated defensive player of the year during that era too.
Definitely.
Like, what I'm saying, all I'm saying is like, yeah, I know how great Kobe is, but I'm making the argument that Bill Russell could still be ranked over him, with them making the argument for them putting Bill Russell over Kobe.
I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
And I'm not saying that's the way I feel, because I don't feel, I feel like Bill Russell should be 10 just because of the impact.
That's where I'm at.
Because of the impact.
Right.
But
that's where I'm at. I mean, don't get me wrong. The man back then was a walking double-double. Do not get me wrong. But
yeah.
I just think Kobe should be ranked higher. And the disrespect that Kobe get is just killing me.
Surprisingly, I think that most people, the first thing they say is for Bill Russell is, well, it's because of the racism, this and that. He's ranked that high. And I'm like, take a step back from thinking about that and look at the totality of his career and what he accomplished in his career. He definitely has, because look, I don't think Phil Jackson is the greatest coach of all time, but he has the most rings, right? So Phil Jackson got blessed and had the GOAT. Then he had he probably had 2 top 10 players of all time on one team in Shaq and Kobe. Nobody would ever argue that Scottie Pippen is a top 10, maybe not even a top 20. Fuck that. Scottie Pippen's not a top 20 player of all time either, so I don't care what nobody else say. He's not. And then he might not. He might be pushing somewhere between 25 and 30.
I got Scottie at 30.
See, that's what I'm saying, right? So it's like, then you backdoor and you still keep the reincarnation of Jordan, or the closest thing we've seen to Jordan, and then you pair him with another all-star. Now I will say those Lakers teams don't get enough credit for beating the Celtics in 2010, because I want to say that Pau Gasol was an all-star.
Because that was what Rondo.
Yeah, it was 4 all-stars.
Rondo, Pierce, Allen, and Paul Pierce. Yeah.
Kendrick Perkins, Eddie House. Nigga, they had a whole bunch of people.
Was Eddie House? Eddie House is still on the team? The second time?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Eddie House, number 50. He was still on the team, man.
I know he was there the first year. I couldn't remember if he was there the second. I know he was there the first year.
But this is my because I definitely understand what you're saying, DJ Mike. As far as Bill Russell's ranking goes, like don't get me wrong, I got him 12 and I got Will 13. That's just me personally. But
he locked Will up, boy. Give him props on that.
I would assume that means Hakeem and Kobe move up.
Oh, okay. Hakeem is
definitely
bona fide top 10. Bona fide top 10.
Most definitely.
And I will not hear arguments. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Hakeem is
bona fide top 10, and I will not hear arguments at all.
The one that get me, look where they got Kyrie at.
Oh man, that's total.
Man, get out of here. Get out of here with that.
Okay, I gotta relax. See, that's my whole problem, right? Okay, so look, they said, and I quote, for most of his career, right? That's what they said. Most of his career, Kobe wasn't wearing the NBA's best player championship belt. His teammate Shaquille O'Neal held that honor early in his career for a while. Then it was probably Tim Duncan. Eventually, LeBron James came along, snagged the belt, and didn't let it go for several years. Steph Curry maybe even grabbed it before Kobe retired.
No, I'm gonna tell you how this shit go. Okay, Shaq got it 2000, 2001, and 2002. Okay, nobody. No, I'm not hearing arguments from nobody about Tim Duncan being the best in the world in 2003. I'm not hearing the arguments. It's a fact. It is a fact that Tim Duncan was the best. He knocked off Kobe and Shaq both in their prime. And then the next year they went right back to the finals. But for that moment in time, Tim Duncan outplayed and damn near had a quadruple double in that last game against the Nets.
Yep.
In the closeout game. And people be like, well, he still had David Robinson. Yeah, David Robinson looked like Shaq on the Celtics. So let's get that shit out of the way.
Motherfucker had Manu man, don't get me started on them Spurs team. Man, Manu and Tony Parker.
So you got 2000, 2001, 2002, I would say Shaq. With Allen Iverson being a close second, because Allen Iverson won some MVPs during that time frame.
Yep.
2003, I'm going Tim Duncan. 2004. Is that Steve Nash's first?
I think that was Steve Nash's year, his first one.
Or is it? No, I think that's Kevin Garnett's MVP year.
It might be Kevin Garnett. It might be KG's. Might be KG's.
Kevin Garnett was out of this world in 2004. He really was. It just sucked. It just sucked that he didn't really. He ran into one of the first super teams in the Lakers with Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Shaq, and Kobe, and Rick Fox was still there, and Robert Horry was there, and that team. I mean, they eventually lost to the Pistons. But I mean, you can go probably the toss up between KG, Tim Duncan, and Shaq in 04. And I'd probably even throw Kobe in there because Kobe had already came into his own. But Kobe's selfish ass is the reason why they lost that finals, and he's been on record on admitting it. Shaq's been on record admitting it, and the whole Pistons were on record admitting it. They got into his head and drove a wedge between him and Shaq. They said it. 2005, the Spurs won again. Nash wins an MVP. Nash is not the best player in the NBA. He was just the most valuable, and that's what MVP is, the most valuable player. 05, 06, 07.
I've always given Steve Nash that first one. I ain't giving him that second one.
No, I ain't giving him the second one.
No.
Well, no. Wait. Hold on. I might give him the second one over the first one because the first one is when Stoudemire was playing. The second one is when Stoudemire had the surgery on his knees, and Sean Marion, he was out, and they didn't lose. They still had around the same 56 plus wins that they had the year before.
Yeah.
So I'd probably give him the second one, and not the first one. I mean, Shaq will always go down saying one of those. I think Shaq's first year in Miami, he could have probably still won MVP.
Yep.
Because D Wade wasn't all the way coming to his own yet, but right around
it's the first
2005.
It's the first one. I ain't giving him that first one. It's the first one. I ain't giving him that first one. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Kobe averaged 35.
Wait, no. Steve Nash's second one was 05 or 06 with Kobe averaged 35. 04, 05, I think. Yeah, but that
04, 05 was the first one.
That was
04, 05 was his first one. Yeah, so I'm not.
Yeah, 05,
I'm not giving him the
first one. Kobe came in fourth in MVP voting.
I get the first one because he took a team like that and did his thing. But that second one should have been Shaq's.
Hell, absolutely not. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. No, I ain't even gonna lie to you. No.
And here you can say that, but here's the thing though, and here's the thing. Up until Russell Westbrook did it, nobody had one MVP with a seed lower than I think 3 or 4.
I damn near would have gave it to Dirk. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I always make the argument for Dirk all the time.
That's
all
legit.
the time. Because that was the year that 06, 07, they did go to the 05, 06 when they went to the finals and they lost to the Heat. But D Wade went absolutely absurd. For those of you listening, y'all can say it was the refs and blah blah blah. I don't give a shit. D Wade went crazy. Yep. And for y'all saying that, I beg your pardon to go back and look at the series before when they knocked off Detroit, when D Wade went bonkers in Detroit. So right around 05, 06, I would say Kobe had evolved as the best. I mean, like he was the best at that point. I think Kobe was the best at that point. as much as I hated him, and I had every right to hate him, he wasn't on my team, first of all. And I was
Hello?
a big Tracy McGrady fan.
You're a Houston Rockets fan, of course.
I was a big Tracy McGrady fan. I'm a Rockets fan, so I hate the Lakers. They knocked the Rockets out in the first round for like 3 or 4 straight years in the early 2000s. So, 05, 06, he's the best player. 06, 07, he's the best player, and he wins MVP in 06, 07, right?
Yep.
06, 07, he's the best player.
Actually, no, he came in third.
Okay, so it's 07, 08.
Yep, 07, 08 is when he won his first. It was when he won his first MVP.
That's right. That's right. Because 08, 09 is when 07, 08 starts off the 3 years they went to the finals and he lost the first one. And he damn near three-peated.
Damn near three-peated.
So this nonsense
he
about
was never the best player in the league. That's crazy.
This nonsense about he was never the best is crazy because I would say from the 05, 06 season until LeBron's first year in Miami, and then it became more of a toss-up then, is when I would say you could probably some people start leaning toward LeBron then. And I know the first season, some people might argue Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose did win MVP day. Derrick Rose was going bonkers that year too.
He was
Yep.
I would also say in 2009, 2010, I think Dwayne Wade had a better year than LeBron. And I thought Dwayne Wade and Kobe were the best 2 players in the NBA in 2009, 2010. I did not have LeBron as the best, as one of the 2 best players in 2009, 2010. So 10, 11, when LeBron gets to Miami, is the only time I'll start hearing arguments about when Kobe wasn't the best player in the world no more. That's it. That is it. That's when we start having conversations about him not being the best player. Mm-hmm. That is it right there.
The only thing, and again, that list was just disrespectful in that regard. And there's a dude, an older dude, maybe a little bit older than myself. I cannot remember his name. He don't even have Kobe in his top 10. I think he said he had Kobe at 11. I said, bro, the disrespect, man. The disrespect. And then the thing that pisses me off, the man ain't here to defend himself.
And here's my ultimate.
I had Kobe out of my top 10 for a long time. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all.
Well, I think I did too, but that was just because I didn't like the nigga because he used to bust my team ass on a nightly basis.
Right.
Well, no, I didn't have him in my top 10 all time, but then as I go back, because okay, so for fans that are younger than us or older than us, that are, we didn't see Kobe every night in Texas. I didn't see Kobe
in Georgia.
I had to watch Sports Center and be like, okay, the Lakers are doing this, the Lakers are doing that. Yep. So now when I go back, and obviously we know about the 81-point game. We saw the streak of 7 games when he scored 50 or more that year when he led the league in scoring and things like that. And the one MVP, I mean, some people don't hold that as valid, but how many times is the best player in the league win MVP if they're not LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Facts.
Or Kareem.
Facts.
Right? So that's my ultimate problem, bro. Like, I don't like inconsistencies when it comes to research. Like, if you're gonna really research some shit, then do your ample research and come up with something that we can all sit up here and look at and be like, okay, well, you took your due diligence, because you sit up there and you say that he never had the best player championship belt and name players like Shaquille O'Neal, okay, Tim Duncan, okay, LeBron, okay, Steph Curry, okay. But it says, meanwhile, the players above him, which include everyone named above and their paragraphs as to why, had multi-year peaks, which they were clearly holding that belt, quote unquote. The lone exception may be Wilt Chamberlain, who had Bill Russell to contend with. That doesn't make sense.
No,
everything that they said is contradictory. Because what?
Kobe didn't have a multi-year as at peak as the best player is absurd. Like, okay, let's the people that have multi-year peaks as the best player don't always win MVP. Like,
facts.
Let's I'm gonna be somebody out there is not gonna like this, but I'm gonna be dead serious when I say this, right? Larry Bird probably had the best 3-year run ever in the NBA, right? He won MVP, and I think he won 1 or 2. I think he won 2 championships during that time
stretch.
He was so far out in the way better than everybody else during that time. And if you want to limit those 3 years to where Larry Bird was the best player in the NBA, you have every right to. I will, because I think Magic was better in the other years that Larry Bird was playing. I still think Kareem had some years sprinkling there when he could have been the best player in the league. People forget that in '85, Kareem did win Finals MVP over Magic, and a lot of people forget that first year when Magic won Finals MVP, had Kareem not gotten hurt, Kareem might have won because he was averaging like 33 and 15 or some crazy shit like that. And if you watch Winning Time, you see that scene where Kareem is shocked that he didn't win Finals MVP because he know he was balling out of his mind. But this whole thing that Kobe never wore the belt of the best player. I'm the best. Look, I was the biggest Kobe hater in the world. Okay, the biggest. I hated Kobe. I hated everything about Kobe. I did. I really did. I hated everything about Kobe. But to sit here and say Kobe was never the best player, and in 2006, 2007, LeBron said, "Bruh, the GOAT of hip hop himself said Kobe doing work, 2-4 on the shirt. He the greatest on the court, and I'm the greatest on the verse, bruh.
Going for the 4th ring." Like it was his first.
Yep.
Like Stephen A. Smith was, bruh, the disrespect.
He's the best player in the game.
Kobe.
Bar none. There's nothing that Kobe Bryant can do. He can, like, do I gotta go through the whole quote of the beginning of the damn song from fucking First K? Stephen A. said that. That's an evidence. What are we talking about?
I'm saying, look, most people, and I need people to understand that Kobe's peak was in an era where it was the hardest defensive era ever to play in. Like, we didn't even start getting back to 110 normal games till like LeBron went to Miami, right? And then Steph and Clay and all them started coming in, and then teams started like normal games in 06, 07. To think about normal games in 06, 07, 07, or 8 was right around 93 to 90. You get an occasional 100-point game, but it's not like it's 120 to 116. No, it's like 103, 101. Like, for Kobe to be the best player fuck all that. For Kobe to average 36 points per game in an era where people were averaging like 80 points in a game is crazy. He was scoring more than 15 points. And I know a lot of people will sit there and say, well, he wasn't the most efficient. Well, in that era, go look at all your superstar players that were guards. That was efficiency. Absolutely was. Not even LeBron was shooting over 50. LeBron was hovering around 46, 47, just like Kobe. Like, this is, I really need people to stop talking out the side of their neck and do research. And that's what I mean when I sit there and say, well, I made the case for Bill Russell just because I wanted to play devil's advocate. But you have to rank these people by how dominant they were in their era.
Right. Because
we all know now, Bill Russell ain't holding the candlestick to most of these guys, like to damn near the whole league. Right. So, but when you judge him compared to his era, he was one of the most dominant players in his era. Right. So it's like, you got to compare him to that. And when you compare Kobe to the 2000s, Kobe was the best shooting guard after 2002, because in 2000, a lot of people might have went AI. 2001, a lot of people might have went AI, depending on if you rank him as a point guard or a shooting guard. They went to the finals when he was playing shooting guard, and Eric Snow was the starter. So AI got the first he did playing shooting guard and not point guard because he was just an undersized shooting guard. Then you move forward, and then in 01, 02, 02, 03, whatever one it is, when T-Mac started going bonkers in Orlando in those back-to-back years, so you might have somebody that was like, well, I think T-Mac is better. And then right after that, Kobe became the best shooting guard in the league. Maybe not the best player yet, but he was definitely the best shooting guard in the league.
It's just crazy because the inconsistencies, bro. Like, they say he was never the best player in the league, but there's clear consensus that he was the best player in the league. LeBron has even said it on record that he was the best player in the league while LeBron was playing. Right? It was clear that the Lakers had ran the NBA for the longest time, like DJ Mike, until LeBron really got established in Miami. Right? It was Kobe's league, and everybody knew it. So the fact that they were trying to say that he wasn't the best player in the league and he hadn't held that title because other players did. No, there was in between that time, before LeBron, when everybody was sitting up there wondering, LeBron, the phenom. No, LeBron wasn't the best player in the league. I'm sorry. And a lot of people felt like that, especially after that epic meltdown in the finals.
Right.
Everybody felt like that. There was nobody that sat up there and was like, LeBron is the best player in the league. After that, they were like, fuck no. And then you see Kobe cap off 2 back-to-back and almost 3.
Almost 3.
No.
Yep.
No. Kobe was bona fide best player in the league for at least 6 to 7 years prior to LeBron winning his first championship in Miami. And this is after they got their ass whooped the first time. Niggas still felt like it was Kobe's league after they got swept in the West by Dallas. Like, that's y'all gotta understand something. This is the reason why I got such a problem with this list is because, like I said, the inconsistencies. Bleacher Report coming out with this list saying that Bill Russell, and I get it. Like I said, personally, I got them. They are top 15 players to me all time. But if you want to justify it based off the criteria of this list, based off the context that they gave as to why they put their rankings or why they did the rankings the way they did, it don't make sense as to why you have Kobe Bryant outside of the top 10. None of the shit that you said makes sense, especially with the last part or with the second installment. Shaq was the three-peat alpha. That's what they said, right? Now we understand the bona fide dominant player that Shaq was, but do they win those championships without Kobe Bryant? 27.
Shaq was getting knocked out in the second round.
Yep.
20s, like
that's why I tell people all the time, right, Moo? That the first championship for sure. Shaq really carried that team on his back. I think Kobe averaged like 17 in the finals or something that first championship. But by that second championship,
21 in the playoffs, 19.5 in the finals.
Right, and then by the second championship, Kobe was over 20. He was over 20. It's not even like
9 in the final in the playoffs. Damn near 30 in the finals.
And you know why that happened? Because Shaq was getting fouled out because he didn't know how to stay in the game. And Kobe had to take over a lot of those games in the next 2 championships. Granted,
they don't get out of the first round or they don't get out of the Western Conference Finals against the Pacers if Kobe don't go bonkers that fourth quarter. Shaq is out of the game. What are y'all gonna do?
Yep.
The Pacers was that Portland or no? Because Shaq played him. That was
no, I think it was the Pacers. The Pacers, the first round.
The Pacers are in the East though. That's what they played the Pacers in the finals.
Oh no, the Pacers. It was
they played.
Sorry, hold on.
I know they played Portland one year.
Pistons.
Who they playing that second round?
Or
the conference finals that second year. I can't even. Is it the Kings?
I think it's Sacramento. Those Chris Webber San Antonio, Sacramento Kings teams.
Yeah, I think the second year is when they knocked off the Kings.
Yeah, and this was before the Big Shot Bob. But it's like the disrespect. The disrespect is crazy, bro. And like I said, it was, and everybody want to say, oh well, yeah, this wasn't around when when Kobe was here because his friends, because he was doing interviews with his friends. But it's like, even when he wasn't doing interviews with his friends, none of you bitch ass niggas had nothing to say.
Right.
None of y'all had nothing to say.
Right.
It was radio silent. Now everybody got shit to say. Now everybody talkative. Like, get the fuck out of here with all of that. Shut the fuck up. I'm tired of y'all.
I'm not gonna lie though. I like to walk into a group of I like to walk into a room of Kobe fans and sit there and be like, Kobe's not top 10, and then make my case. just to piss them off. It is absolute. It's funny, but you know what? It's
That
fun
would be the
because you have to be
loudest
able.
room ever.
You have to be able to, and that's what I tell people. If you can only argue one side on why he should be there, and you don't look at the other side of why people say he shouldn't, you probably shouldn't argue this point because you have to be able to understand both sides to validate points. So when people are like, well, this, and this, I'm like, okay, but what about this, and this? So I don't like to argue points unless I know both sides. But I mean, come on, man, Kobe's a top 10 player.
It just don't make any sense, bro. And I'll end it off on this because I personally feel like this person started this bullshit. It may be somebody else. I don't really care. I feel like this nigga started and I don't care. I'm always going to hold the grudge toward this nigga because I feel like once he said this bullshit, everybody started to run with it. Jason Williams, okay? Mr. Elbow Pass himself. So that's the only shit motherfuckers remember you for, okay? It's your bitch ass fault, all right? Because you came out here on TikTok 4 years ago, and talking about you don't know if Kobe is top 5 Lakers of all time. And that's when everybody started running with this bullshit. Is even Kobe even top 10? Is Kobe might not be top 5 Lakers of all
talking
time.
about white chocolate, Jason Williams?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
I ain't seen this. Hold up now.
And forever.
I ain't seen this. Hold up now.
Dumbass came out and said this shit on a podcast, and everybody.
White chocolate?
Yes.
White chocolate said this.
Yes.
Oh hell no.
Yes. It was
A top 5 Laker is.
Yep, he said.
No.
He said, I don't even think Kobe is top 5 Lakers of all time, bro.
Man,
That's exactly what he
get
said.
out of that bullshit. Prove
Okay.
that, man. I want to see that proof.
Okay. So let me see.
I
Who
wanna see
could
that
he have
proof.
said? He probably went Magic Johnson, Kareem.
Worthy.
I don't know if he probably did go Worthy, but I think he probably would have won Elgin Baylor before Worthy.
Yeah.
Jerry West and Wilt. That's the only 5 I could even think that he would say or even consider putting over Kobe. But here's the thing: Jerry West went 1-9 in the finals.
Yep.
Kobe went
Kobe
went what 5 out of 8.
And he the logo.
Like I want people to think about this real quick, right? 2000, 2001, 2002, right? 03, 04, 05, 06, and then you got 07, 08, 08, 09. Kobe went to 6. No, I'm sorry. He went to 7 out of the 10 finals in the 2000s. Like this is the disrespect we be, bruh.
Don't make
Listen,
no sense, man.
I love Jordan and Scotty. I love Jordan and Rodman. I love Wilt and Jerry. I love Oscar and Kareem. Right? There is no 1-2 punch better than Kobe and Shaq for a reason.
Like
They were both 1A players by the time the second championship came around.
there's a reason why they're compared to the best duos in NBA history. It's not the best single players. It's not just. It's not. They don't put Shaq and Jordan by themselves. They put Shaq and Scotty against, or they put Jordan and Scotty against Shaq and Kobe. They even put a Shaq and Penny against a Shaq and Kobe. And every single goddamn time, the consensus is Kobe and Shaq. Kobe and Shaq. Kobe and Shaq. Based off the dominance of Shaq, based off the dominance of Kobe at the time.
I don't foresee any NBA duo being better than Kobe and Shaq for a very, very, very long time.
I'm sorry. You pair that duo up with really virtually
And
anybody.
look at everything that duo did.
Pair that combo up with anybody, it's over.
And it's not just the fact of what that duo did, it's how they did it. It's how they did it.
They literally went 16-1 in the playoffs.
Come on. Come on.
That's how they did it.
But Kobe took a back seat to that. Kobe didn't contribute to that at all. He didn't just drop 29 points in the finals. 27.
No. Oh no. Let's take it further. Allen Iverson went bonkers in the first game. The second game, he was on clamps. The third game, he was on clamps. The fourth game, he was on clamps. The fifth game, he was on clamps. Kobe guarded him.
Exactly.
But Stephen A was right, though. I give him that because Stephen A did say before that started, hey, I'll get him one.
He did. That's it. He said he'll
And that was all he got was that one.
And that's my whole point, right? You can't sit up there and tell me that Kobe was the consensus best player in the league when he was top 10 in MVP voting and top 10 in defense player of the year voting. That's literally doing it on the both sides of the court, being the best player on both sides of the fucking court. That doesn't make any sense.
Nope. No,
it doesn't make any sense at all. Like
no.
we gotta get some type of consistency here. Like they and like I said, their quote, they asked 500 of their analysts to come up with the list of their best players, 100 players all time, and then they compiled that list out of all of their 100 players. So Bleacher Report, y'all got to do some.
We need to call these people out.
Here's the thing. If I'm more interested in knowing, did they use averages of where people were ranked to rank them overall all time, or did they just pick 100 players out of all these lists and be like, okay, let's rank them according to how we feel? I think they gave the guideline out to the analysts. And first of all, most of these analysts they gave the list to ain't real hoopers. Let's just fucking start there.
Yes.
Let's just
never
start
played
there.
basketball at all.
Yeah.
Like just I'm gonna just start there.
To have Kyrie at 69 is criminal. Criminal.
It's absolutely
criminal.
Absolutely horrible. All right, so to finally get off basketball and to pivot to the NFL before we start to get on this downslope and get out of here. The Bengals are officially the dumbest team in the NFL. They have allowed their first round pick to return to Texas A&M, where he went to school at and had a tremendous season, which was the reason why he got drafted so high. Which he is eligible to sign a waiver and actually play for Texas A&M in the 2025-2026 season, and then re-enter the draft if he so pleases. Just quick thoughts about the Bengals in their situation. Mind you, they still have not paid their best defensive player in Trey Hendrickson, leading sack artist of the NFL. DJ, how we feeling?
Yeah, according to reports, this guy didn't want to play for the Bengals. The Bengals drafted him anyway. Here's the whole thing, though. They're gonna have to do what the NBA used to do. When you were back in like the 60s and 70s, I mean, I think Larry Bird did this. He actually got drafted the year before he entered the NBA to the Celtics, but he was back in school, and the next year, whenever he came in, he couldn't enter the draft because Boston had the rights. And I think that's if they're going to allow players to go back to school after being drafted by a team, if they are not cut, that team should have to. It should then be said that team still retain your draft rights.
Unfortunately for the Bengals,
it don't say that.
Yeah, the NFL bylaws don't say that, and because he hasn't signed the contract, they have no legal rights to it.
He can go back to school with the waiver, play, go back in the draft, and the only team that couldn't draft him, the Bengals. Mm-hmm.
That is the stupidest shit on planet Earth. If you're going to sign a waiver because you don't want to play after I drafted you, this rule is like literally the opposite of a player retiring. Y'all remember Carson Palmer got tired of playing for the Bengals and he retired? And when he retired, he saved his body for like 3 or 4 years. And they were like, well, we're not trading you. Even though you're retired, you still have to wait until your contract is up. Right? So now 4 years later, after his contract is up, he goes to Arizona. And it was Arizona, right?
He was Arizona,
first.
And then he eventually gets replaced by Kurt Warner, and the Cardinals end up going to the Super Bowl, and not Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers, bro. Oh man. But you know, Kurt Warner's my favorite QB of all time. So I'm just in my feelings about that one. I just knew they was gonna win. But yeah, it's literally the inverse of what you do when somebody retires. And I think you'll see more and more players that will do that because they have the right to. There's no rule against it. But at some point, let's just say let's say you get drafted to fuck it, let's just say the Cardinals. And you're like, well, the Cardinals ain't doing nothing this year. I don't want to go play. So I'm gonna go back to school, sign a waiver, get my eligibility back, and then re-enter the draft next year. And it's like, well, the Cardinals can't draft you again. That is literally the stupidest thing ever. That the Cardinals can't draft you again.
According to reports, he was present at practice, and the only reason why he hadn't signed a contract is because it wasn't even because of the money thing. It was because of the language.
The language in the contract. That's what it was. They wanted him to. They wanted to be able to give up future money if his conduct became unbecoming,
or if he got hurt.
Boy, if he got hurt,
which is completely different from every other first draft contract that they've ever drafted in Bengals history.
Here's my thing. You can go back. You can go back and look at your history. The Bengals are a poor, cheap front office. Go back and look at how many superstars they've had that they've done this to. Go back and look at, and I'm gonna start it with the main guy. Go back and look at Corey Dillon. He done.
I was gonna say Corey Dillon.
Oh, this team made me sick. I get where you coming from, DJ, in terms of the fact that the team drafted you. They should hold on to your draft, and I get that point. But when you look at it, when the team is asking you to do something they've never asked any other player to do, you got to stand up for yourself. You got
in a game as dangerous as this, though.
Right, he's the one putting his body on the line. They ain't gonna see nobody in the front office play.
Oh, okay, but here, so at first when NIL wasn't around, this would be a stupid decision. But with NIL around, it makes sense. But here's my counter to that, though. I think if you slip past where you were originally drafted, you should be fair game for all teams. But so if the Bengals took him in with their second round pick, and it was and the Bengals have a second round pick, and they're like, you know what, this guy didn't want to play here last year. Let's just skip over him and draft somebody else, even though he's right here again for the taking. And then you skip that, he should be fair game to everybody else. But up until that point in the draft, the following year, if you go back, I think up until where you get drafted, nobody else should be able to draft you or trade his draft rights.
I get your point on that. I do. I get your point on that. That's fair.
I understand that.
But I'm just saying that contract language, man. Corey Dillon, AJ Green, you gotta stand up for yourself, man. You can't go through that BS. That man could legit get hurt. He can get hurt playing a game, and then
practice.
You don't give up all your money. Nah, that's not fair. That's not right. Injuries happen.
What about the risk? What about the risk going back to college and getting injured and not being drafted the next year, though?
Oh, the risk is the same. The risk is even worse at that point.
Yeah, and now that's completely his decision, right? Yeah. Now, if he does that, that's completely his decision, right? And he's under no the Bengals, they can bow out. They're not under any contractual obligations, right? Which we understand is football. Anything can happen, right? I fucking broke my foot last year, so we understand the dangerousness of this game and how intense it can be. It's just like I said, I completely understand where you're coming from. Shit, I definitely get that. But as far the reason why I'm so hard on the Bengals is just like, bro, like it's not even about money. Like it's literally about language, my nigga. Like he's not he's not like the guy who got drafted and now he's going through domestic violence situation, and he was doing a holdout because he wanted more money, and now because he hasn't signed a contract, the team that drafted him don't got no contractual obligations to him, so they can be like, nigga, we don't have to pay you shit, nor do we have to do anything with you.
Exactly, like being cheap.
Shamar, he's just like, nigga, just change the language in the contract, and bro, I'm already here. Like I'm in Cincinnati, I'm at practice, I'm in the playbook, I'm ready to go. But y'all don't want to change the language in the contract, nor do y'all want to fork up money for y'all for y'all best defensive player. And we seen how long it took for y'all just to pay Jamar, just to pay T. Higgins, two of y'all best offensive players.
Cheap.
If I'm Shamar, I don't even know if at that point, like I'm not even saying prior to draft, but at that point, I don't know if I want to play for this franchise either. I'd rather go back to school and risk being hurt and drafted and getting drafted somewhere else than going to this team and have to sign that contract and potentially getting hurt, and then now I'm asked out.
Now, man,
Right.
all your money gone.
Right. I feel that part, but I'm telling you, all it takes is one person to start a chain reaction in the way I'm telling y'all it will, because that's what you're seeing now with transfer portals left and right.
Sure.
The coach don't like me, he not gonna play me. I'm transferring,
Sure.
and then you transfer and go sit behind somebody else, and then
Right.
next year you wouldn't want to transfer again. Like at some point, there has to be some kind of some kind of repercussion on this, because then you'll just start seeing more and more players just do it because it's like, well, I don't want to play for this team, so I'm gonna go back to college, and hopefully next year I get. And that's why I say, wherever you get drafted by the team the year before, if you make it past that point the following year, then yeah, you should be considered fair game. So let's just say you were the number 1 overall pick, and you're like, nope, going back to college. And it's like, all right, when we get past the first round, wherever this team is that drafted you last year, once we get past then, you're fair game to the NFL.
Right.
That's understandable.
Yeah, and I get your point on that, because it gives you a level of control, so to speak.
True. That's definitely true. All right, now before we get out of here, we have 3 NFL. It's a bad day for NFL receivers today. 3 NFL receivers that have been going through a lot. First and foremost, we have Mike Williams of the Chargers, then the Steelers, then the Chargers again, retiring at 30, which I guess due to injuries, he had just reports have said that he had just recently received another injury during the spring during camp. So that's the reason why he ultimately ended up retiring.
Can stay healthy.
We have the Vikings receiver Jordan Addison. His case was finalized today. He pled guilty to DUI, something that is called what they described as, I don't even really know what this means, but wet reckless. I don't really know what that means, but he pled guilty to that. Last year, he was found asleep in his car with a BAC over the legal limit. So after all of the stuff like that, he is officially found guilty of the DUI, which typically comes with a 3-game suspension. So he might end up missing the first 3 games of the season. And then last but certainly not least, we have one Rashee Rice, who was involved in that car accident in Dallas, Texas after the Super Bowl win. He has pled guilty and will be serving 5 years of probation and 30 days in jail. That jail time can be served at any point in time after the case and after all the case and everything is finalized. But fellas, quick thoughts about these receivers and their unfortunate tough day. Willie, I'll start with you on this one.
Mike Williams can never stay healthy. I remember him over at Clemson. He can never, ever stay healthy. Great, fast, long ball threat, but again, can never stay healthy. Jordan Addison, that's going to hurt Minnesota. That's going to hurt Minnesota a little bit. But Rashee Rice is going to be the one, because he could get 6 to 8 games for this. And if he misses half of that season, man, that's going to hurt Pat. That's going to hurt Pat Mahomes. That's going to hurt.
This year or this past year.
That's going to hurt. So, Mike Williams, you injury. I feel you. Feel kind of a little sorry for the man. But the other two, you put yourself in this. You put yourself in those situations that you shouldn't have.
DJ, how we feeling?
Yeah, Mike Williams having to retire sucks. Very talented, very very good player when he was healthy. He could have been one of the top 10, top 5. He had top 10 talent. He definitely has top 10 talent. But I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. I'm happy he's retiring. And the reason why is because I see a lot of NFL players retiring younger, because it's like, I have kids. I want to be able to run around with my kids. I want to be able to move around with my kids, not be a burden to my family. Because what you see in a lot of older players that were playing in the 70s and stuff, when they get to like 55, 60, unless they were really, really lucky, they have aches, they have pains, they have epilepsy, they have all kind of stuff wrong with them. So I wish Mike Williams the best in retirement, man. Go enjoy that money you made, invest in some real estate, make more money.
There you go.
You definitely have the funds too. Maybe they say for the NFL and NBA and all that, your life doesn't start until you're done playing the sport that you love for a career. So hopefully he finds something he's passionate about, and he'll be dope at it. I truly believe that. I've watched his interviews and he seems just like a dope person. He'd probably be really good at a school as a assistant principal, football coach, whatever, just being a mentor to younger kids. As far as Jordan Addison, you said they found him in the car.
Yes,
Sleep?
sleep.
I'm more interested to know where he was sleeping than I am to know he got a DUI. Like I want to know if he was sleeping at a red light or a stop sign, or I'm just saying, I've had one of them nights where I fell asleep in the drive-thru when somebody had to come outside and knock on the door to wake me up. I've been there. So I'm kind of interested to know where they found us, because if he was in the drive-thru or something, them fast workers some hoes. Okay, so I'm more interested in knowing where they actually found him. Like, I do. I have a friend that we were by one of my friend's house, and he was drunk, but he got in his car and he started up and turned the AC on and just laid back and went to sleep. Well, in most states, and especially in Texas, I don't know if this is true in both of y'all states.
Texas, ain't it?
Huh?
That's against the law in Texas, isn't it?
Correct. You have to have your car can't be started and your keys have to be outside on the windshield. I mean, so that's why I'm more interested to know where they found him, because
he was in California. That's the first part.
Okay, so he was in California. Here's what I know. California hot than a motherfucker. If I was sleeping on the side of the road after leaving somebody's house because I was drunk and I didn't drive anywhere and I had to turn the car on for the AC, and you wake me up, I'm gonna look at you like, come on, bro, I'm trying to take a nap. Okay. And I know I've been drinking, I ain't went nowhere. So I'm more interested. As far as Rashee Rice, though,
stupid.
Y'all know he's in the Dumbass Millionaires Hall of Fame on Gentleman's Talk.
Yeah,
like
this first ballot.
Like, this dude is Rashee Rice is a fucking idiot. I'm gonna just say what it is. He's a fucking idiot, bro. Like, you didn't learn your lesson the first time, and then you went back and did it the second time. It would not surprise me if the NFL drops the hammer and gives him a whole season suspension at this point.
He is supposed to serve 30 days in jail. That is not a good look for the league. We understand.
Oh no! And with that policy,
he's lucky he got 30.
And with that policy of nobody being above the shield, man.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Rashee Rice, as soon as August 1st hits, I'm going to jail.
I'm not getting
my 30.
I'm not getting it out the way.
Yeah, knock that out. Knock that out.
Get it done.
Because either way, you have to serve time, and you still got to serve your suspension time when you get out. So.
Yeah. You're going to county anyway. You're not going to prison. You're going to county.
Yep.
More than like, I'm sorry to say, most counties don't do 1 for 2. Them niggas do day for day, my dog. So you're going to be in there more than likely. You're going to be in there 30 days. I'm not even going to lie to you. But if you start August 1st,
they're not going to let you off the hook.
And then you're a famous NFL player, man. Nobody's going to mess with you, and unless they're looking for their 15 minutes of fame. Like, they're not going to mess with you. The cops are going to make sure they look out for you. You're probably going to be eating good. Just do your 30 days, get out, and get some damn mental health.
Yeah,
mental health, because you're doing reckless stuff. Yeah. And this is just me as a fan telling you what to do, because you're still young. And you're still. I think what this will be his third year in the NFL.
Yeah,
this season coming up.
Yeah,
because they won a Super Bowl his rookie year.
His rookie year they won,
and then last year they didn't win.
Nope.
So
third year,
yeah. So I think this is going to be his third year. Like, bro, you got to get this shit together. Like, you're fumbling. You're the definition of fumbling the bag right now.
Yeah, like just the money, the court fees, the everything, bro. Like, and as far as Mike Williams goes, it's unfortunate to see a player walk away from the game so young. But at the same time, you got your whole life ahead of you. Like DJ Michael B said, you got a shit ton of money. Go out there and make some more money. Just use it wisely. With Jordan Addison and Rashid Rice, first and foremost, you dumb niggas speeding in 2 states that you should never be speeding in. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because California and Texas, are you have to have lost your mind. I'm hoping you were driving that fast to go find it somewhere, but speeding in those 2 states, you're absolutely fucking crazy. Jordan Addison.
I want to remind y'all the stretch in Dallas from Dallas to Houston, that shit goes up to 75. So for you to get pulled over anywhere near that shit is crazy.
It's insane. Like, so I mean, Jordan Addison, I get it, right? Like, first and foremost, if you don't feel like you can drive, definitely go to sleep. But wherever you were at, I would suggest go to sleep there. But then at the same time, big dog, guess what? Hold on. Guess what? Here's the thing. And this is just a suggestion. Okay. You're an NFL player. You got money. Go get a hotel, my nigga. Like, leave the car where it is. Call an Uber. Go get a
taxi.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you were in California. I'm pretty sure you were in LA back home where you're from. Nigga, park the car somewhere. Make sure that bitch locked up. Call the Uber and go get to a hotel. After you check out the hotel, go back to your whip. Take your whip. Go back to the crib. It's not hard. I'm trying to figure out why you niggas don't be responsible when y'all get all this money. That's just fucking crazy to me.
I can tell you why. It's because alcohol is a hell of a drug, and you can always make it.
You know what, DJ? You damn right. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, Rashid Rice,
that's that false courage.
Yo ass. It goes back to my original point of all NFL players, right? Even college players, right? Y'all get this money, y'all get these fast cars, and y'all want to speed and take, bro, slow the fuck down. They have, listen here, okay? Listen here. All right, let me get close to the mic when I say this, because I always hate this when motherfuckers be in football games and shit, and they be want to fight. For everybody that wants to know, yes, I play semi-pro 37U, adult Pop Warner, whatever the fuck they want to call it, okay? But it is my pet peeve at the end of games or towards the end of games, when motherfuckers be losing, they want to start fighting. I always say, if y'all want to fight, go do MMA, go do boxing. There are sports where y'all can do this and you won't get fucking trouble. But don't bring that stupid ass bullshit to the football field where we're trying to play football because you're taking away from the game. Same concept applies here, fellas. There are sports, there are places where you can take your vehicle and they will let you drive that bitch how you want to. Yep. Do that. Y'all got the money to do that, okay? Y'all got the money, y'all got the vehicles, y'all have the means to do it. But involving other people's lives, involving innocent people's lives, that's irresponsible. Like DJ Mike, you're throwing the bag away at this point. 30 days in jail, probation, 5 years of probation, not just like a year. You got 5 years of probation.
Mind you, don't forget now, he's still on his rookie contract. He ain't making millions like that.
You know, you're not making crazy chicken like that, bro. Like, come on, dog. We have to be smart here. Slow the fuck down. Okay? If y'all want to drive fast, like I said, there are places, there are events, there are people that y'all can get in contact with that will help you do that. You can get in the whole fucking NASCAR car if you want to. F-150, F1 speed international speedway car and drive those. I'm telling you, there are ways to get y'all little speed demon fucking feelings out. So y'all don't be on the fucking highway or the freeway killing people or hitting people because you want to drive fast and want to be reckless. And on top of that, be intoxicated at the same time. So just stop, bro. Be more responsible, not only with your life, but with your money. Okay.
And stop buying fucking Hellcats.
Thank you. Damn. Can y'all buy something that's gas? Like you feel a gas saver? Like gas is out the ass right now, bro. Like
I'm looking at Rice's contract. He's only on a 4-year, $6 million deal.
Yeah, you tripping.
You tripping, cuz.
You tripping.
He's on a rookie contract.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Stop buying Hellcats. Stop buying Challengers. Scap.
$6 million. Yeah, he.
I'm sorry, bro. Like I'm trying to. If I was in the NFL, I'm trying to buy a luxury car. I'm trying to buy luxury.
I'm gonna buy a luxury Honda. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, hey,
My old ass
I'm
trying to get me.
trying to buy.
My old ass. I'm trying to get me a Pinto station wagon with wood on the side to keep my ass out.
Hello,
That's
come
what I'm trying
on,
to get.
man.
Moo,
That's what I'm trying
say
to
it
get.
with me. Say it with me, Moo. Say it with me. I'm from Houston. I want a slab.
You got
Y'all can have all the fast cars. I want a slab with the bows poking out. Y'all know what it is. We from Houston, bro.
You know, talk about it.
Paul
Talk
Wall
about
and Kanye
Talk
West
about
told you drive slow, homie. You never know, homie. Pump your brakes and drive slow, homie.
Oh man, hey man, that's a perfect transition, bro. Let's get these final thoughts in so we get out of here. Willie, start us off, big dog.
All right. Don't forget to catch me this Saturday night. Elite Sports and Entertainment Network for the Geek Gauntlet podcast. It's Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Monday, I got 2 shows. Monday, I'll be going over to Coffee and Sports to help those guys out over on Wire to Wire Sports, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then that night, I'll be back for the Sports Report podcast, Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, to around 11:30, getting you caught up in the world of sports. And then again on Thursday, I'll be right back here with Player versus Team.
DJ?
Well, I think my biggest takeaway from tonight is that y'all niggas need to stop disrespecting Kobe Bryant. Y'all niggas need to stop disrespecting Kobe Bryant. Bleacher Report, you're full of shit saying Kobe never had a time where he was the best player in the NBA when all the fans outside of whoever the hell you had say Kobe Bryant was the best player in the NBA for quite some time. And there's still some people that argue all the way till 2014 or 2015 when he ruptured his Achilles. I don't argue that far in, but everybody's entitled to do that. Also, make sure you check out Inside the Huddle tomorrow, right back here on From the Sidelines Podcast 7, right here. Make sure you're here. They'll be bringing you all the best in football, and they've been talking other sports too. So make sure you just make sure you jump in and you take some notes and get your stats ready to argue with whoever you want to, because if there's one thing these guys do, they bring you the facts.
I'm glad you said that, because I got issue with Mel. He said something a couple weeks ago about Tracy McGrady. I got issues.
Well, say that then.
Do we have a disappearance coming on?
Leave Tracy McGrady alone, damn it.
Yeah, we're gonna have Mel will actually be on here in a few Thursdays. So
okay.
That energy, save that energy, because we'll definitely have that conversation.
Keep the same energy.
Said, make sure y'all tune into the rest of the shows. My boy Willie, make sure y'all catch his shows. Y'all understand where we at. Inside the Huddle on Fridays. Y'all already know what it is. Stop disrespecting Kobe Bryant. If you didn't have the balls to say it when he was alive, shut the fuck up now that he's dead. Let that man rest in peace. His family's still on the internet.
Yep.
That's what y'all don't get.
Amen.
That's the biggest factor here. His family still exists, bro. His family did not die. His family, his wife, his fucking kids are still on the internet. They see exactly what the fuck y'all saying, and they understand that this energy was not had when he was alive. We'll see y'all later.
Girl, you rockin' like